up on this month's show, we peek into the classroom of our Teacher of the Year, look back at curriculum night, explore post-grad options outside of college, and learn a tasty new recipe. Stay tuned, you're watching Roar TV.
Good morning, Oviedo. I'm Brianna Babona, and welcome to the January edition of the Monthly Main. This was an exciting month for one of our teachers. Sherry Brinkman, a biology teacher here at Oviedo, learned before Christmas that she was the County-wide High School Teacher of the Year. And all this month, we've been waiting in anticipation for the announcement of the overall County-wide Teacher of the Year, for which she's a finalist. We'll get to the results of that announcement, but first I had the chance to report on what makes Miss Brinkman such a stellar teacher.
Is the High School Teacher of the Year for Seminole County.
For the second time in 3 years, Oviedo High is home to the County-wide High School Teacher of the Year. Sherry Brinkman earned the honor this past fall, and she's now a finalist for the overall County-wide Teacher of the Year. Her journey into teaching came from a desire for fulfillment in her work.
Initially, I was working in a research lab, and I liked the science part of it, but I didn't feel it like every day that I got a chance to make a real impact. And so I went back to school and got my master's in science education, and when I was able to combine my two loves together, which is teaching and also science, it kind of made it work for me. It felt right, the fit felt right.
And the fit has certainly felt right for her students as well.
When I first met Miss Brinkman, I was really excited because she was very much a flamingo fanatic. And then as you get to know her, she becomes this great teacher and really teaches us. And I was so excited when she became Teacher of the Year.
Miss Brinkman's class has very fun people in it, and the labs we do and the work we do. She explains stuff really nicely and thoroughly so that you understand it, and she's just a really fun and good teacher to have.
It's never boring, never any dull moments in the class.
And the dull moments are especially rare as Oviedo celebrates her recognition as the county's High School Teacher of the Year.
Oh, we were really excited for her because they came in during our class to announce it, so it was really fun.
She really advocates for her students. She likes to make everything engaging in her activities, and it's really easy to pick up the material that she teaches.
I'm very honored. I'm amazed because we have so many wonderful teachers at Oviedo, and I've learned so much from them. And so Teacher of the Year is kind of a celebration for all of us as teachers, because we work really hard, and to get to this point in my career, it's definitely a privilege to represent Oviedo and all the teachers, and I'm just I'm in awe of it. It's quite an exciting time.
And Sherry Brinkman's previous experiences in the medical field translate to some rather interesting lab work for her students.
So I used to work in research labs, so one of my favorite activities to do is a urinalysis lab, where they get lab grade urine and they have to analyze it, and they have to find the macromolecules in it, so proteins and carbohydrates and things like that, and it helps them to diagnose their patients, and then I give them patient sheets. So some of my favorite things to do are things that they have the role of the doctor, or they have some type of role that they're not used to, and they're able to figure out and diagnose their patients.
We're learning about different effects with genetics or genes and DNA and different frequencies or sequences.
Mechanisms of evolution, for example, natural selection and genetic drift. Genetic drift being random and natural selection being not so random, and there being a point to the adaptation.
I know biology is not everybody's favorite subject, but my hope is that they leave just loving it just because I love it so much. I want them to just get excited about it.
And while the accolades are exciting, it's the journey that matters to Miss Brinkman.
they just fill me. They fill me with joy, and just to see their journey, especially the ones at the beginning where they're just kind of a little lost, but just to see them grow, and by the end of the year, what gains they've made, it's amazing. And I think it's like kind of like a butterfly moment. They kind of have a little metamorphosis going, and I love that journey with them. That means the most to me, and that's why I love teaching better than just working in a lab, because you can really see the progression throughout the year, and it just makes you want to come back and do it again.
And for now, that's exactly what Ms. Brinkman plans to do each year. From Roar TV, I'm Brianna Babona reporting. At the beginning of February, Julie Gabrovic from Wekiva Elementary won for Countywide Teacher of the Year, but at Oviedo High, we're still very proud to be home of Ms. Brinkman's class. Now, if you're interested in classes like Ms. Brinkman's, Oviedo High School's annual Curriculum Night event allows students a chance to learn more about the different course offerings on campus. For a look back at this event, let's go to mobile reporter William Dean.
As we slowly approach the end of the school year, a lot of things can be expected to change in the student body. While there will be tearful goodbyes with our current seniors, there will also be warm welcomes given to the massive freshmen joining the Pride next year. And especially when it comes to figuring out what electives they want to take, there was no better place to go than last week's curriculum night right here at Oviedo. Open for all middle schoolers, current freshmen, and even sophomores, this was an event where all the elective classes and clubs would promote themselves to encourage any student in attendance to take up said activities. There was even robots strolling around greeting guests. Before the huge crowd comes in, this was a great way for teachers and students of those different classes to just hang out and have a fun time after setting up their various areas. I tell you, this spinning challenge between ROTC and Color Guard, glorious! All in all, this was a great way for the school to show off just how many options they really had for students to choose from. Being able to talk about the different classes, clubs, and getting students interested in trying them can surely make any teacher proud. As fellow attendees at the event, only time will tell what the next generation of Lions decide to pursue, and whether that's cooking, sports, or whatever, there's always something for everyone here at the Pride Lands. From Roar TV, I'm William Dean reporting.
Now, the purpose of all those classes is to eventually lead to a career, but not every student finds a pathway to their future through academics in college. For some, trade schools present an opportunity to learn job-related skills. Reporter Kaylin Herbett has more on the value of a path separate from college.
Life is a series of choices, like what we'll eat for breakfast or what we wear for the day. But some choices in particular have a huge impact on who we are and our future hopes and dreams. The first decision that a new adult out of high school has to make is what to do with their future. The traditional answer being college. But for some, they may want to take the road less traveled. There's trade school, technical school, starting your own business, or even going straight into the workforce.
But do you really need to get a traditional college education in order to explore your talents and set you up for a successful future? The short answer is no. People are born with different talents, and someone who may thrive in a traditional college atmosphere is not the same as someone whose talents may be developed better elsewhere.
Vocational schools, like a trade or technical college, were created to teach people a hands-on skill for a specific trade, like an electrician or auto mechanic or carpenter. A vocational education is very streamlined and secure. Because the education is directly related to an in-demand job and the trade is being taught in a hands-on way, it's easier to know exactly where you'll end up, and you'll have specific training that is vital for the real world. Another benefit of vocational education is that it can be a one-way ticket to happiness for a student. A lot of students, when they don't weigh out their options, may find themselves on a path that they are not fully content with, and may end up with a job they do not like. But a vocational education can open up huge opportunities for these students to find their true passion. But there is a huge stereotype surrounding the economic risk of going to an alternative college option. The idea that someone with a different education could never make as much money as a college graduate and might be putting themselves at an economic disadvantage for the rest of their life. And although studies do find that college graduates end up making more long-term money, a vocational school is a faster way to a real paycheck and a steady, in-demand job. On average, an entire vocational school education costs about $33,000. That's about the equivalent to 1 year of a 4-year traditional university cost. And many college students find themselves with at least $30,000 of debt that can take up to 20 years to pay off. But maybe more school is not the path you want to take. With a whole lot of passion and hard work, anything is possible. There's the option of creating a business or even going straight into the workforce, something that some of the most influential people in the world have done. These big, life-altering decisions can be really overbearing, but it's important to always remember to follow your passions. You can get one step closer to doing something you love. For Roar TV, I'm Kaylin Herbett, reporting.
This month, Roar TV had a few submissions produced for state competition. The Florida Scholastic Press held their Spring Quick Turn contest at the end of January, and the Cooking Challenge category is always a favorite across the state. Reporter Lillian Ray won last year's contest, and with Valentine's Day approaching, we thought her entry this year might inspire you to cook something up for that special someone. This year's prompt was to use lemons, so before we close today's show, let's see how Lillian turned something sour into something savory.
Lemons are an incredibly versatile ingredient in cooking and baking. Whether it's squeezed on top of your favorite dinner or zested over a dessert, lemons will always find a way into the kitchen. Today, I'm going to show you how to make lemon shrimp linguine and a tasty lemon tart for dessert. Let's get to it. To make the pasta, you'll need linguine or any noodle of your choice, spinach, olive oil, salt and pepper, raw shrimp, fresh parsley, Parmesan cheese, butter, minced garlic, red pepper flakes, Italian seasoning, and of course, lemons. First, boil water in a large pot and cook your noodles according to the package instructions. After your noodles are steaming, heat 2 tablespoons of olive oil and butter in a large skillet until the butter melts. Next, add in 4 tablespoons of minced garlic and 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Let these ingredients simmer for a few minutes. Take 1 1/4 pound of shrimp out of the fridge and add it into the pan along with some salt and pepper to taste. Toss some lemon wedges in while the shrimp cook. Stir the shrimp around until they turn pink and add 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning as well as 4 cups of spinach. Cook until the spinach becomes wilted. Before you drain your pasta, save about a cup of the water to put in the skillet later. Now you can add your drained pasta and leftover water into the pan. Add 2 tablespoons of parsley and 3/4 of a cup of Parmesan cheese. Sprinkle lemon zest and squeeze half of a lemon on top before serving. After enjoying your delicious pasta dish, it's time to indulge in mini lemon tarts. All you need is lemon curd, raspberries, cookie dough, and lots of lemons. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees and grab a greased mini muffin pan. Cut your sugar cookie dough into small pieces and roll each one into a ball. Gently push each ball into the pan and pull the dough up on the sides. If the dough is sticking to your hands too much, put a sprinkle of flour on your fingers to stop it. Put them in the oven for around 10 minutes or until they start to get golden brown on the edges. Allow them to cool to room temperature and then you can pop them out of the tray. Fill each cup with lemon curd and place a raspberry or any other fruit that you would like in the center. The endless uses of this bright yellow fruit is truly remarkable. Lemons are a kitchen necessity that you should always have on hand. You never know when you'll need to brighten up a recipe or sweeten up your day.
That's it for this edition of the Monthly Main. A reminder to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Roar TV. In the month of February, we'll be traveling to the Student Television Network Convention in Long Beach, California. Next month, we plan to show you some of what we produce. Have a great February, and remember to tune in during third period each day for Roar TV. I'm Brianna Babona, signing off.